Make It Now with Linda Lang. Today we're going to make something quite fun for Christmas. I am making these for my granddaughters because it's easier to mail than to send a bunch of boxes, because you know what? Kids like money. And you know, you can get the typical money holder and all that, but I thought I'd be a little bit more creative. And I came up with this. That. And it folds back down. And the greatest part about it is it fits in a regular sized legal envelope. Check it out. Perfect. And then I just put a little thing on it. But what I did was I did cover the outside of the envelope to make it look pretty and festive. And I used my Big Shot to cut out some decals. You can actually cut out labels and things that you already have. You don't need to cut anything fancy out. But I did, and I made it really festive. And I'm going to mail this. Now, I pray that it gets to their house because it is cash. You can write checks in it as well if you want. But this way, look, isn't that great? And that's like $80. You can do extra. You can add more and more and more and make it as big as you want. But today, we're going to make this. So let's start out with the kind of paper I use. The other day, I went over to Hobby Lobby and I found this for half off. $7.99, half off. That's a good deal. And I have all this paper, and it's like a heavier duty cardstock kind of paper. It's perfect. It's perfect for the size of the money. It's perfect for what I'm doing. So all you do is you find some colors you like. I like, let's see. What? Oh, I like this one. I'm gonna take just two. Take two of those out. And I think this is 8.5 by 11. It's just 8.5 by 11 paper. That's why it fits so well in the envelope. And then you can use a scorer if you want. I don't. I just eyeball it. And maybe it's not good, but I still do. And what you want to do is you want to fold this in thirds. So I just go, that looks pretty close. So I fold it down, and then I just bring it back this way. Like that. So I'm making a little accordion-like thing, and you can use a bone folder if you want. So I'll do the same thing with this one. And it doesn't matter which way you fold it at this point, because it can be folded the correct way when you get done with it. All right. So now I have this one and this one. And what you're going to do now is you want to make that accordion look. So, of course, now I have to fold this back this way and this way so that it folds right inside of here. See, you want it to fold in here like that so that when it closes, it goes like that. So you're going to glue this piece to this piece. The cool part about this item is that it's not made to last forever. So you can use a glue stick. Yes, you can. Since I'm using a glue stick, I thought I'd better get my parchment paper and put it underneath. I don't want stuff all over my table. Okay, so I'm going to just glue it on the back side of this because I'm going to glue it directly right onto here, like that. So I'm just going to use the glue stick, go all the way to the edge. So I have a paper underneath it in case I get glue. I don't want to get it on my table. Okay, there's that. All right. Now you want to do it carefully. You want to make sure it's in the folding area, so you push it right inside of there. Make sure it's on there good. That's why I like the glue stick. You can move your paper around. So then it goes right inside of here. So stick this down. And now look, it folds perfectly, just like that. Okay, so now I see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 places for my money. But I don't like this bottom. I don't like it being plain like that. So I'm going to put a piece on it to decorate that up. And I'm going to use the same design. And this way you want to glue it down, but you want to, what I do is measure it. And I draw a line just so that I measure this right. And then I take my cutter, or you can use scissors. You don't have to use a cutter, but I'm going to use a cutter. And I'm going to use this a little bit later when I start making my pockets. And again, you can use a cutter, you can use scissors. It's a very forgiving project. Okay, so now I have this piece. And I want it to go here. You can glue it with a glue stick again. You can use regular glue, whatever you want to do. I'm using a glue stick. But this time, I'm going to stick it on here. I'm going to put my glue on this piece. Okay. Make sure all the edges at least are glued. Make your thing like this. Okay. This would be good for a guy. Maybe I'll give it to my son. Okay, so then it opens just like this. Okay, so there's my little accordion. All right, the next thing we want to do is make the pockets. Now, if you have a sewing machine, hey, sew them on. I'm just going to glue them with regular glue. All right, let me talk about the glue for a minute. I have some disposable little containers, and I put just enough glue in here for some project that I'm working on, because after a while it gulps up this and I can't get it working right, and it takes forever to get the glue going. So I just buy these disposables, throw in a little bit of glue that I want, and then I'm ready to go for my project. Glue is the biggest messy part of this whole project, to try to get it to work right. All right, that's just my tidbit for the day. So now I want to make little pockets, and I want them to be a bit more contrasting. So, but I like to also match. So I'm going to use this piece of paper, and you want to cut these in strips of 2 inches. So I have a cutter here that allows me to cut 2 inches. So let's try this right here. And when I go in here, I have a 2-inch thing here, so I just cut. And you don't even have to cut the sides down. It's the exact right size. I'm going to make 4. They can be bigger, they can be smaller. It's up to you on what you want to make. But I do the 2-inch. I find it works perfectly for the size I'm doing for my dollars. And 2. Okay. That's all I'm going to use that for. Now I have these. If you happen to have a punch, this is the perfect time to use it. If you don't, just use your scissors. All you do is you cut out a punch. That makes it like your pocket. See? I'll do these. What a quick and easy gift to make for someone. I tell you, you can use it for Christmas, birthdays, anniversary. Okay. Now I don't need to really chalk it because it's like so colorful, but because I do have it available to me, I'm going to go ahead and chalk it. That's called the Distress Ink. And I'm just going to go in here a little bit. I don't even know that it makes a difference. Let's see. Not really, but I'm still going to do it. You don't have to do this part. You don't need to do this part at all. It's not even, I don't even think anybody's going to notice. I know that I haven't been able to notice even though I'm doing it. Okay, so there's that and this one. Okay, get that out of the way. You don't even need this. All right. So now let's take our accordion and start gluing. All you're going to do is now glue the pocket down to each of the sections. So what you do is glue 3 sides. Put glue on 3 sides. Just line it up, make sure it's lined up on the bottom there, and glue it down. If you have a sewing machine, just sew it. Now the next one. Now on this one, it's, you know, you've got to make sure you've got your pocket in that crease, just like that, and then let it just lay down. Make sure, yes. Okay. Now I'll do the same thing for this one. And the top one. Isn't this easy? Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Okay. Make sure it's in there, that's not on the fold. You make sure you can fold it and then glue it down. You can actually, if you wanted to, do a $20, $30, $40, $50, $70, $100. You can actually put another pocket on the top and just have the money sitting right in front of them. In this case, what I did was I added a cute little card on the top of it. Bring you lots of Christmas joy, and then you open it like this. Kind of a surprise. But again, you can do anything you want. I'm going to just keep that top blank like that, and I'm going to fold this up like this. Like that. And you want to let it dry, so just let it dry for 10 minutes or so, and then you can go on to the next step. In this case, I want to add something to the front. Now I have some card things. I like this, From Our House to Yours, or Mistletoe Kisses. I'm just going to cut this off. And I'm just going to put it right here. So you can use your cutter to make sure it's nice and straight. And size it up to the front. Now this I will chalk because the edges are very bright, light. See how the chalking actually enhances it and makes it a little bit more vintage. Like that. And then I'm just gonna glue it right here. It's gonna be to my son. Trusty glue stick. Put it right there. There. It just opens up now into this wonderful money holder. You can do anything to the front. You can write Merry Christmas. You can cut a card out and stick it on there. I happened to come across these little things I had in my stash. They're just little cards and they fit perfectly on the top. So I used it for this one. This one is that one. And then this will be different. I'm just gonna do from our house to your house, and I'll write to Jason or whatever, and then from mom and dad, and then this, and put the money in it. My goodness sakes, how easy is that? Okay, so again, all you need to use is a regular envelope. Just a regular legal sized envelope. It fits perfectly in there. And then you can just mail it. But I got a little bit more fancier, of course, and I added color. You can just add a little bit to the flap and fold it over, which probably I should have done, but I did the whole thing. And all I did was I took a piece of paper and I sat it down. I glued it down to the back side. I glued it down to the back side, and I used actual glue. So I glued it down to the back side like this. Then when I got done, I just cut the whole shape of the envelope out and folded it in, and then it turned into this. I don't want to demonstrate that because it's not a big deal. And you don't even have to do that part. So that's it. Now I have 2 that I made this morning just for you. Make it now with Linda Lang.